Good morning folks, and welcome to Arrochar, right across on the west coast, well, southwest coast, on the banks of Loch Lomond, where we shall be tackling, up there somewhere, we'll be tackling Ben Narnain, Ben and the Cobbler, which is 2 Munros and 1 Corbett. Actually not the coldest just now, so I've not got my tammy on, so I'm hoping that it stays that way. Might get some views today. I'm hopeful of getting some views, but I'm not 100% sure because it is meant to cloud over this afternoon. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I'm going to keep my hopes up, and I just hope that they're not tarnished in any way. I actually believe the start of this path going up here by the stream I've read, it's pretty challenging, and it's just straight up to the first Munro of Ben Narnain. So yeah, this is going to be quite an interesting start. I've stretched off the hammies, I've stretched off the calves. Let's see how I go with it. So as I reviewed this footage here, I'm not very happy with the angle of the GoPro as I'm going up, you know, ascending up the mountains. And it's something that I'll need to look at in the future, just because I don't think it encapsulates the full experience of what I went through, because it just really looks at the rocks here. So I think I'm going to have to look into maybe a swivel kind of adjustable chest mount for future time lapses, but you still get a really good idea of what went on today's hike during the time lapses. Quite literally walking up a stream at the start there. But you do get some nice views pretty early on over Arrochar and in this region of the Arrochar Alps. All new for me. So Ben, how is the hike going so far? Well, as you can see, it's been rather wet. It's been rather muddy. I've never been more thankful for Gore-Tex boots. And I'm no longer wearing my jacket. It is roast. I'm already sweating, probably just because of the amount of ascent so quickly. But yeah, first time in a long time. I've not even got gloves on, not got my hat on, I've not got a jacket on. First time that's happened in a long time. Might be in for a good day. Very nice view of Ben Lomond in the background. Probably one of the busiest Munros in Scotland. I think with the conditions today, it'll probably be quite a busy mountain. Always important to stop, turn around and look at what's behind you when you're going up any mountain. Bloody stunning. at this point here, all I'm thinking of is I'm in the gym, I'm on the Stairmaster, and I'm just going up some steps. Well, momentarily. I do that bloody machine all too often to not think about it on a day in the mountains. Wow, look at that. That's the Cobbler, Ben Arthur, which is the Corbett that'll be up later today. I've seen so many videos of that unbelievable rock formation, and it just again encapsulates, like, this is absolutely humongous, but the footage on here just makes it look tiny. And I remember looking at the footage online and saying, it's not actually, it doesn't look that big, but see when you see it, it's just unbelievable. It's like someone's literally just taking a big bite out of the mountain. There's on the Loch Lomond. Clouds coming over a little bit more now. Ben Lomond, the peak of it is in the clouds now. I think it's coming and going. It's definitely more sunny over to the east today. That's not Ben Narnain there, it's about another 1.5 kilometres away, so it won't be too long. I want to say that that's most of the steep climbing done, but I think there's a little bit more to go, obviously, until we get to the summit. But that is so impressive, the Cobbler. It's just, yeah, it's just amazing how that's actually a thing, how that's a real thing, like the shape of it. It's bloody mental. Might have said that was hopefully most or all of the steep climbing's done. Yeah, about that. The cloud is now rolling in. That's what I get for being hopeful. It's been a nice climb so far actually. There's some really nice narrow hand to rock section just down from where I came from. I wouldn't call it scrambling, but you had to hoist yourself up a little bit. But yeah, I think we're about a kilometre away from the summit, so hopefully it won't be too long. Summit of Ben Narnain is just coming and going. So it's just beyond that pointy bit there. It's a little bit further back than what it looks like. There's Ben Vane, Ben Vorlich up there. They were the Munros that I did just before I got Nevis. So I've got some happy memories there. Got a stunning inversion at the top of Ben Vorlich actually. Yep, let's crack on. Just took a bit of time to get rid of the sticks because it looks like it's going to be a fair bit of hand on rock, maybe some ever so light scrambling coming up. That's where we've come from. Again, the views are just coming and going. I don't think we're going to get anything at the top of Narnain, but I'm all kitted out again. I've got my Tammy hat on, jacket on again. So yeah, this part is going to be quite fun. I enjoy this kind of stuff. So we just need to keep our wits about us and make sure that we're good with navigation. Interesting wee section there. It's more like hand on snow rather than hand on rock. It's enjoyable doing that kind of stuff. It's not floor moving, but I wonder if it's the rest of it. So there is a trig point here, but it's not the actual summit. So it's more in this direction. But nevertheless, according to the map, this isn't either, but I am going to double check just in case. So actually the trig point, which I touched just before this cairn here, that happens to be the true summit of Narnain, which is really strange because when I looked at my GPS map, it said that the cairn, which I thought it was, that was the actual point of 928 metres. And you did look back and the trig point looked a lot higher up than where you were there, but sometimes that can be quite deceptive that way, so I just accepted it. But yeah, that trig point turned out to be the true summit of Narnain, so I'm very grateful that I touched it, just in case that happened. Just down at the Beelach between Benham, there we go, Benham and Narnain, and just going to stop off for a wee bit just to catch some food. It was a little bit tougher actually, Narnain, than what I thought it would have been. I'd read that there was some light scrambling, but obviously in the ice and in the snowier conditions it makes it a lot harder. Benham stands 900 metres taller than Narnain, so we'll give it a go and see how things are. But I believe it is easier, like, despite it being a lot higher, it's much more gradual ascent and there isn't really any form of handling the rock, you know, famous last one potentially. So I'm going to grab a bit of food, I'm going to get some energy in me, and then I think it's only another like 2.5 kilometres to get up there, so it's not too bad, but again in these conditions it may be a little bit difficult. The Cobbler is just sitting right behind me there, it's absolutely stunning, so yeah. So on the ascent of Narnain, I didn't actually stop at all. I just time-lapsed right up to the top, just because I wanted to get the head down and I wanted to crack on with it. And it really wasn't too bad in the ascent at all. There was you'll see in the footage that there's a big sheet of snow that you've got to walk across. It was kind of similar to what I did for Narnain a few weeks ago, and quite difficult to get over because it was quite hard and quite slippy, but never really got to the point where I felt like I had to put on my micro spikes or anything, so it was good enough with just the sticks there. So yeah, I just got the head down, I battered on. I knew it was only about 1.5 kilometres or so to get to the top. It was really good to see lots of people coming down from the mountain, because I did have my apprehensions before it actually being able to get to the top, because it is a lot higher just with the conditions. So seeing people coming down, it was very, very reassuring, and there was also people up ahead of me as well. So yeah, it just made for a bit more of an enjoyable experience, and one that I was a bit more, I was a bit more assured of that I would be able to get my 77th Munro. get down there. All the sevens. Road 77. Ben spectacular views as you can anticipate. Felt good to get that done. So much easier in Ben Narnain, that one there. Might be fun getting up that big sheet of snow. Might just blow my bum in, yeah, I'm chuffed with that, so good. Yeah, fantastic. Chuffed to have gotten that one done. They're nowhere near as bad as Ben Narnain. I don't know if I can be arsed doing the cobbler, to be honest, because this day has been really tough. It's been a lot of ascent. I'm going to see how things are. I'll get back to Vilac, and I can either just go straight back to the car from there, or I can tail off and do the cobbler. So I'm going to get cracked on. This will be an interesting descent in that lovely sheet of snow. Yeah, let's go for it. Baffles me every time how just with the girls just up past me there, they were coming up just like running streets, and it never fails to amaze me how some people can come up here and in places like this, of course, in pretty much winter conditions, and not have proper like kit. I've made that mistake plenty of times as well, where you just don't bring enough, and you don't realise how different it is. But yeah, it never fails to amaze me that. What I'm going to do is, just because it's the same path, I'm actually not going to think that's it just now. Rather, when I get to the bottom of the cobbler, when I make a decision I'm going to do it or not, I'll pick everything up back then. So, yeah. So this was the junction point of the two paths where I could go either one way down back to the car more directly, or as you can see, I could take this path and go up the cobbler. I looked at what was required to get there. It was only 250 metres worth of climbing, and I think about just over a kilometre to get there. So, I mean, it saves another trip back to Arrochar. I did think about not doing it and just giving me more of an excuse to come back on this clear sunny day, just to see the views from the cobbler. However, I was like, you know, just bar on through it. I always had in my mind, you know, in the summer I've got Kanyatsi coming up, so any additional training that I can do is only going to benefit that as well. So I cracked on. It was a really, really busy path actually. There's a lot of people coming down this way, and you can see, you know, having a conversation with this guy here, speaking about the conditions at the top, and he was just wondering what it was like further on from where I'd been as well. So lots of great people that I bumped into, lots of good conversations that we had, and yeah, it really didn't take long to get to the summit of the cobbler here. It was really, really worth that extra effort to do it, and it got me an extra Corbett ticked off as well. there we have it. Yes, the Cobbler. Yes, you can get to the top of that, and no, I am not doing it. you end up going in that way, come out the other end, and then pull yourself up like that. No, not for me, thank you. Yeah, I'm chuffed I did that. So close to not doing it. But 250 metres of ascent, 1 kilometre. Yeah, I was basically there, so I'd be rude not to. It's some sight. It really is, it's just humongous. But that's Corbett number 6, I think. Pretty good day at the office, I would say. And I'll not lie to you, I am bloody knackered. God, I think it's only been about 10 or 11 kilometres, but God, the ascent has been so challenging today. So, but I'm chuffed I've done it. I'm a bit behind in schedule, behind in time than what I would have thought, but I think that's kind of why, like, I've not eaten as much today because I know I've been behind and I'm just kind of about to get the head down and power on. But yeah, I'm gonna have to get something in the system before this descent back down to the car. I think there's maybe about 5 kilometres back to the car, so hopefully not too bad. We just go back down where we came from. Look at the Cobbler from this side, it's so impressive. Like, it looks like something that's not real. You know, it's strange. But our descent goes down this way and then we're back down the valley where we would have went if I wasn't to come up here. So yeah, I'm just going to take 10 minutes or so. Hopefully no one comes up here and get a sneaky piss up here as well. And yeah, I'm going to get some energy in the legs again. Okay, so as I drop my stick, on my way down from the Cobbler now, Ben Arthur, yeah, it just stands just in front of me there. It literally, it is just the most impressive structure I have ever seen. But yeah, on the way back down now, I think there's about 6 kilometres back to the car, which I'm looking forward to getting back to the car, I have to say. So yeah, probably won't do too much filming. I've got, what, about half my battery left on this. Probably get a good amount of footage on the way back down from the mountain now, but yeah, it's all downhill from here, which is nice. Back onto the snow, and we're just going to get the head down. We're just going to crack on. I keep banging on about this, but it actually looks so atmospheric and amazing in the mist. But it's just such an impressive structure, such an impressive landmark, and getting this view of it now. I'll tell you something, Arrochar absolutely loved their staircases, because it was a staircase up to Benin, and there was a staircase up to the Cobbler. I think there was some steps on the way up to Narnain as well. Yeah, it does make things a bit easier in my opinion. And you might be able just to see right here, the summit of Ben Ime is now out of the fog. Nice! Just what we want to see. The Munro that you bagged in absolutely no views is now fully clear, which you can see just up there, I think. It's funny when that happens, cause just like timing's terrible. But yeah, it looks, I love looking at that because it just gives you that sense of, again, it's like you've been up there, you've been right at the top of that mountain there, and it just has a really good feeling. It's when you say that you've been able to look at something like that and say you've done it. You actually see how much snow there is as well on that. Yeah. Oh well. I really didn't expect it to be as rocky and scrambly as what that was just up there. I imagine as well, with this being such a popular Corbett, popular hill in Scotland, that would catch up quite a lot of people, just because, well, you've seen some people going today and like wearing running shoes and, you know, coming up this way with all that scramble, and that'll test them quite a lot. It'll be a bit of a reality check, I think, but that's a lot of fun. That's a lot of fun doing that kind of stuff. Coming down it's always more challenging. Getting up it, you've got to negotiate like your next step. You're always thinking like 2 steps ahead. So, but yeah, it is a lot of fun. I really enjoy these parts of the hikes because it just offers a different dynamic and just something more to think about rather than grow boring, you know, just walking. Not that that's boring, but it engages the mind a lot more, and it forces you to use skills and, you know, just use your brain. But for now, you can see the path coming down and it meets up to the main path, which I think is kind of down that way, and I reckon now that that's pretty much most of the scrambly bits done, and it's just near enough a path back down to the car. So we're back on the main path now, and I think I'm going to stop the time lapse in there because it's a plain path. You can see Ben Lomond there again. It's just into the clouds and no more, and it's not going to be overly featureful, I guess. It's just going to be this all the way down, which is stunning. But as I look on my screen, I do only have 4% of battery, so I'm going to jump back in when I'm back to the car. And fantastic day, really enjoyed that today. It was a lot more technical, a lot more tricky than what I thought it would have been, but you should always come to expect that when it's winter time, and although it's the 2nd of March, there's still so much snow up in the hills, and probably arguably not as much snow as what there usually is. So, but I'm glad that I came prepared for that today. I had my ice axe. I don't know if you can see it on my back, but I had my ice axe with me today. Didn't need to use it. Brought my crampons today. Didn't need to use them. I almost put on my micro spikes, just as because I thought crampons would have been a little bit overkill. But I nearly put on my micro spikes going up Ben Ime. Never really needed them, to be honest. So yeah, I'll put this back up just when I'm back down to the car. I also think it's an unwritten law of Munro bagging that as soon as you start descending from the mountains, as soon as you're nowhere near the top, as soon as you're at a point where there's still some nice views but not the views that you're really craving all day, that's when the sun comes out. The Cobbler is starting to clear up a little bit more. Narnain up there, the summit's way past. There's probably some cloud actually. But yeah, that's what happens. Okay, so just about 2 kilometers away from the car, and we have descended into darkness. Probably, it's just another, as I say, 2 kilometers to get back there and into the woods. I'm glad it wasn't as wooded as this as we were heading up Narnain. So also it was hemmed in, and there was lots of trees and forest around us, but it was nothing to this extent. This is actually really dark in here just now. Just waiting for a big bear to pop out in front of us just there. But yeah, it's been a very steady, relentless descent, I would say. Actually, the legs are really feeling it, and I'm looking forward to getting back to the car. So, but yeah, it just kind of came out of nowhere, this really dark wood. So yeah, we're nearly there. We'll just keep plodding on. So you may have seen at the start of the video that this was the path just here that I went up for Ben Narnain. But I actually went up this path a little bit, probably just about that point, and then doubled back because I realised I went the wrong way. So the car is literally just right there. So I'm going to bring everything to an end for this hike here. It was so challenging but so rewarding, and it felt great to get 2 Munros and a Corbett done on the same day as well. All I've got now to look forward to is the 2.5 hour, at least 2.5 hour drive back home. So yeah, just another great day. I'm delighted to get to 77 Munros, 6 Corbetts as well. It's a tough day, even without snow it would be so challenging. So, but yeah, glad to get that done. Glad to get another 2 done in the Arrochar Alps. You're a sight for sore eyes. Yes, yeah.